walk into this room at your own risk, because it leads to the future. Not a future that will be, but one that might be. This is not a new world. It is simply an extension of what began in the old one. It has patterned itself after every dictator who has ever planted the ripping imprint of a boot on the pages of history since the beginning of time. It has refinements, technological advances, and a more sophisticated approach to the destruction of human freedom. But like every one of the super-states that preceded it, it has one iron rule. Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace. This is Mr. Romney Wordsworth in his last 48 hours on Earth. He's a citizen of the state, but will soon have to be eliminated because he is built out of flesh and because he has a mind. Mr. Romney Wordsworth, who will draw his last breaths in the Twilight Zone.
How's it going, everybody? Smoking cigars with Howlinblind. Howlinblind Muddy Slim, your 60-minute Jelly Belly Toe Jam man. Here to learn y'all some blues. Today is Labor Day, September the 7th, a Monday. It's always, Labor Day is always celebrated on the first Monday of September. And the holiday goes all the way back, I forget, I think it's about the 1800s. People were being overworked. Started in Canada, Labor Day did, and spread to this country. It was passed in a law in the 1800s, I believe it was, and I'd have to look it up again. But the American people were getting tired of working the long hours and getting very little pay. So Labor Day is a day set aside that you don't have to work, and it's to remember that we have to work in this country, but we're like employed. We're not. Anyway, at this point, I'm not sure if I need to say, how did you like that opening or what, because I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. I've got some interesting stuff for you here. We're going to talk about, since it is Labor Day, our responsibilities to our government. Excuse me, I gotta find it. There it is. I'll find it here in a second. And I want to play something for you. Nancy Pelosi, as we know, has come out and said that the American people, if you go to a healthcare rally and you don't like what this administration has to say, you're un-American. Well, for those people who feel that way, I got something I want to play for you. This is a senator who is on our side. Listen.
I am sick and tired of people who say that if you debate and you disagree with this administration, somehow you're not patriotic, and we should stand up and say we are Americans and we have a right to debate and disagree with any administration.
Does that voice sound familiar? Let me play it one more time.
I am sick and tired of people who say that if you debate and you disagree with this administration, somehow you're not patriotic, and we should stand up and say we are Americans and we have a right to debate and disagree with any administration.
That's Hillary Clinton, folks. Hillary Clinton saying that she's sick and tired of being called un-American if you disagree with this administration. Now, she was talking about the Bush administration, but did you hear what else she said? She said, we have a right to dissent from this and disagree with this in any administration. Let that sink in a little bit. Nancy Pelosi, I got a clip I was going to play by her, but it doesn't actually have her saying it. It's just a newscaster saying she said it, but we know she said it. But this was actually Hillary Clinton on our side saying, no, we're not un-American. As a matter of fact, we are American. It is our obligation and our duty, our constitutional obligation to dissent if we disagree with this our administration. Forgot to tell you what I'm smoking. Of course, you've seen these before. That's a Rancho Punch Gran Puro Rancho. I was calling them Rancheros before as a joke. They're really called Ranchos. But if you want to, Ranchero. The thing of it is, now, in this healthcare debate, I got something that I want to clip right in here, okay? And it'll just take a moment.
How do you find, ladies and gentlemen?
Obsolete.
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 I concur.
Romney Wordsworth, step forward. The board finds you obsolete.
Your rights are as follows, Mr. Wordsworth. You are to be liquidated within a period of 48 hours, but you have an option as to method and precise time. There are several prescribed methods, Mr. Wordsworth. Pills, gas, electrocution, and it can be done immediately or an hour from now or any specific time that you request.
That, what you just saw, was Rod Serling episode of Twilight Zone from back in the 50s. Rod Serling, I used to watch Twilight Zone when I was a kid, and I used to think, ooh, that's scary. The picture of the future that he paints is a very scary, frightening picture. You know, the man is obsolete. And so they're going to do away with him. The premise of the show is he's a librarian. And now that there's no books for people to read, it's unimportant to have him around. And he speaks about the Bible. And they said, since the state has proven there is no God, then we got rid of the preachers. And you're obsolete, man. So we'll get rid of you. You're not needed anymore. And that's what's happening with this healthcare debate thing, this healthcare thing. Once a person gets to the certain age and they can deny it all they want, and now they're saying they're taking those things out. The fact that they were ever there is frightening enough that should make you say, wait a minute. Our government wanted to kill us at a certain age. The death panels saying, okay, you're at such and such age. I mean, who's to make that decision? The end of life provisions. I want to take a short little break and come right back here and continue on with Labor Day, September 7th, Monday, 2009.
I am sick and tired of people who say that if you debate and you disagree with this administration, somehow you're not patriotic, and we should stand up and say, we are American.